don't necessarily know exactly where all these champions are going to be played, because Gumayushi also has a Yasuo record here in the LCK. Or, like, I don't know necessarily whether we can pencil it all in, although right now, it's most likely that all of these champions are going to the players that pick them.
It's got to be a Kalista ban, right? I mean, Caitlyn's still up. You've got Caitlyn, you've got Kalista, you've got Varus. This is where T1 thrive. An unusual first 3 picks, and then how many champs can you ban away from Guma Keria, the widest champion pool of a bot duo basically in League of Legends history?
Well, that's more knockups, and that's what Yasuo likes. And so they're going to lock away the Rakan. Xayah is just going to be free if they would like to pick it up. I'm not a huge fan, but it might come in. And top esports, I mean, these 3 champions are already extremely strong. We'll see what they lock in alongside it, as Cassante definitely up there on the tier list. It's just a lot of crazy coming in from T1.
Yeah, to me, T1 has so much layered engage, so much wombo potential. The wind will huge value into the Corki and Ezreal. I feel like a Kai'Sa would sync really well with what they have so far in terms of that dive there. But we'll see what they go for. The Cassante is going to get locked in for top esports. They need the jungle pick. The Zyra has been banned away. Looking towards this Xin Zhao, I'm not super sold on it. I feel like with everyone diving into and being clumped up, something like the Brand or even the Karthus could have a lot more value than the Xin Zhao.
Well, Ivern doesn't necessarily add as much value as it would if there was a Tristana here on the side of top esports, but Tien's still going to lock that one in. And there is that Xayah Rakan, the lovers duo here. The Gumayushi Keria, I think it was 2022, looked the most powerful on. I think the lovers duo have fallen in priority over the years, but still very, very scary.
I mean, I think everybody who watches the LCK remembers that T1 KT losers final where Guma played the Xayah and absolutely popped off. In big games, when he has a draft that supports it, he looks fantastic on this pick. To play devil's advocate against T1 here with this draft of top esports, yes, the Ivern relatively vulnerable, isn't as strong with the Tristana, but they have a great front line here. They have insane range, and you only get one Rumble ultimate. This setup here for T1's engages, yes, you've got the knockups for the Yasuo, but it's extremely conditional. You lose map control against his Ivern, he starts putting brushes up, it gets a lot harder to play this comp as T1. I think it's a great comp, I think it works out in isolation, but extremely risky.
Yeah, and I feel like Xayah into a composition that ranges you kind of feels rough, and also if your team's going forwards, hard to set up the feathers in return. In lead can be a prime opportunity to get a big edge by bringing out a more niche pick.
Well, now it's time to get in. You can hear fans in the Kittier Arena looking forward to who's going to pick this one up. I can hear some desperation from the cries here. We'll see whether it's going to be T1 taking this or whether it's top esports as the players make their way out onto the rift here for game number 4. Match point for T1 here at EWC. Top esports wanting to bring us to game. Make sure Gumayushi is safe, and Tien is in so much trouble. Faker's going to come over. That's first blood for Gumayushi, and Arcane Shift gets Jackie Love out of trouble. But T1 with first blood and a big early lead.
Ends up being such a blunder there from Tien. Moves in aggressively, but the thing is, you don't have your smites available. You're not going to be able to steal the camps if Ona's doing them, and the synergy between the Rakan and the Sejuani, I think it was about a year ago, they made Rakan count as a melee champion, so he can stack that passive. And you see here, Tien has to flash early because he doesn't want the passive stacked on him, but then easy W follow-up for Keria.
Guma does so much damage here on the side as well. There's nothing they can do. Jackie Love getting chunked out while this is all happening as they're pushed up too far. Faker gets the free roam because he's been crushing that mid lane matchup so far. And I think a lot of this comes down to the fact that it felt forced. You know, you have this Ezreal prio, you want to use it, but you're still an Ivern, you know? Maybe with a different jungler, you could have gotten more out of that.
And Ona, full knowledge of what's going on here. Tien not going to be able to land anything, and Ona's going to grab the second kill onto this tree. 369, he could do nothing but watch.
Such a devastating hit, and the thing is, you're flashless, you go in top lane to try and support 369 so you can crash the wave, but in a 2v2 against Sejuani Rumble, you stand no chance.
Well, Faker finds yet another knock-up onto Cream. Going to be winning out on that trade once again. As an old matchup, but a good one. As
they're on that spike, might be a good avenue to get back.
It's not quite going to work out here as Tien going to get a flash out of Zeus in trade for his own. Mako was up here as well, though, as a big investment as far as bodies towards the top side. And T1 already on these grubs. Should be one of them out of this second 3 to go over to Owner at least. They might be able to stick around, and 6 grubs when they have so much power in side lanes with this Rumble Yasuo. it's going to mean that these turrets could be really in trouble. There's the 5th and the 6th, not looking like it's going to be contested anytime soon. And from an early game, there was just T1 finding, like, this was at what, 5-6 minutes into the game, that set them up for all of this cascading control around these neutral objectives.
And it's, you know, it's somewhat of a draft problem here for top esports for how they played it out, because if it, with a different jungler with that bottom side prio you had, I think that the Ivern could have...
That might be happening as the Rift Herald will be started by TES with a lot of people moving up that river. Daisy getting aggressive. Teleport to come in though. As you can see, Faker wanting that flank angle. He's on this ward. They're wanting to find that opportunity. The Glacial Prison does go wide. There's the grand entrance, and there is the last breath to land on the Cream. The flash over the wall. The Corky going to be taken out of the fight, but can they win the rest of it? Is going to be the question. The Equalizer avoided relatively well. The slowdown on Mako, but the health bar on 369 is massive. He goes all out. He's dancing around the fight. His Faker against the shield, and the Steel Tempest will take down 369 in the end. The flash forward from Mako, the desperation, but the feathers are there, and so is Jackie Love. He's dashing forward. He's trying to find these low health bars. There's Guma. He's flashing the triple kill for Jackie. Make that a quadra. And top esports are back in the game.
Huge team fight from Jackie Love, just slowly moving forwards on this Ezreal, landing the Mystic shots, picking up the damage. Huge pop off and a quadra kill to bring them back in the game.
And 369, 1,500 gold behind, is the man that helps them get it done. Plays this so fantastically as the follow here with the flash from Baker onto Cream, puts him out of the fight. Equalizer is pretty good here, but 369 is ready to turn this fight around. Goes Mako, gets into position to help start healing for Jackie Love. Then you see the 369 re-engage, pulls off Baker, is unstoppable during the knockup from Carrier, takes so much damage that in the interim, Jackie Love has free reign. Mako sacrificing himself here so that the Ezreal can continue to push forward. And T1, no range here, no way to fight back. Guma tries his best. The shields coming through from Tiana just too much.
Finish. Won't be far away from Manami, and those spikes we're talking about approaching. See though, if they want to contest this dragon that T1 have started up.
Yep, Hextech already getting taken down here by T1. And Tien showing that value like we were asking him for in that last fight. Able to be that support even after Mako goes down so that Jackie Love can carry the fight. Looked fantastic still. Fair bit of work to do as they are behind 2,000 gold and a couple of dragons to boot. 6 scrubs going to be important, but this is just showing that the team fighting prowess of an Ivern still going to be a big issue in this game. As now 369 going aggressive onto Zeus. Will get himself out of there.
And you know, with it being an Infernal Soul, obviously T1 have 2 dragons in the bag, but it would be... wait a second.
Yeah,
it's
not going to be able to find the knockup.
Yeah.
Able to get himself out of the way.
It would be huge if top esports get it, but also just the Cinders, the extra ability haste for Corky and Ezreal can be so massive.
Yeah, Solar Flare coming on through. That is going to be Cream teleporting on top of an Equalizer that was put down for the minion wave. All out comes in. Carrier just quickness to make sure that everyone's chopped, but the double Q will connect. 369 likely to go down, but they'll take a 2-for-1 any day of the week in this game state.
He also denies the kill there from Owner, meaning that Carrier is going to pick that one up, so walks out from the Sejuani. Baker will get a turret here in exchange, but it is going to be a turret for turret. First brick going,
okay,
however,
T
T1.
instead. Sorry, that was a play T instead.
Yeah, still a squishy Ivan. You know, nothing's changed there. Still vulnerable if you're caught out, and I think that kind of just reminds you of the risk playing against this T1 composition. The burst potential is there, but here the initial engage doesn't quite connect onto Zeus. 369. I mean, after the hero plays last game, which unfortunately wasn't enough, he's been doing so much work this game to keep top esports hopes alive. Gets that beautiful double knockup, finishes up the kill on a Carrier, knows he's dead, refuses to approach Owner. Poke and T1 want to find an engage to stop it from happening.
Yep, Solar Flare is going to come on through here as Daisy's going to get knocked up. Faker goes in with the ulti onto Mako, who's taken out by the Sejuani of all people. Zeus off to the side with that Equalizer. Doesn't do a massive amount. They've got their one through anything else. Cream pretty dangerous with this burst damage. We mentioned the item spikes that did come in. Zeus on a flank angle. It's looking pretty scary as well. If they can get behind the tree line, so to speak, Tien's going to put up. This could be big, and there it is. Tien already taking so much damage. The redemption comes down. The doesn't let Jackie up. He dies in the blink of an eye. They traded for the Rumble, though. 369 still trying to get out of there as Gumayushi trying to chase through, and Faker is able to clear up the rest of them. They didn't even need the Zaya in the fight, as it turns out, as Cream is going to die. Gumayushi comes in, some casual auto attacks, and who cares about Dragon when you can kill a purple worm?
And what a beautiful approach to the team fight. You saw T1 working independently, corralling them in. The approach here was so strong. Zeus on the flank here. There was nowhere to go. Cream dashes away. We see Jackie Love arcane shift right into Zeus with Carrier there for the follow-up. The engage is flawless for T1.
When your Rumble is this far ahead, forget CC setup for the Ezreal. Just assassinate him. And that's exactly what they did. Drop the equalizer, press the flame spitter, down goes the Ezreal. You've got an AD carry, you don't. And the Yasuo is just so tanky with this gauntlet in his inventory. There's just no winning the fight from there. Tian also taking a huge brunt of the front of that damage, so isn't going to be able to support or shield anyone.
Recall so fast.
Yeah, teleport is going to come on through, and 369 will watch as Faker goes home.
See you later.
Bit of a brutal one there. And yeah, as we were talking about the... Oh, another TP coming in here from Fit. He's just back again.
Better type vibes as the equalizer does go down, and Jackie Love, he wants arcane shift over. He needs to, but he's still dead. Faker is going to put his sword into him. And T1, they're still pushing forward. They've got a Baron now as well. There's not a whole lot of minions. They've got some Void Mites hanging around, and yeah, backdoor bonus is not going to be removed by those guys. And T1 need to corral this minion wave, but once they get it here, this 7,000 gold lead is going to be further pushed. It's only 1,600 on the Baron play so far. As okay, that's an aggressive move as Carrier once again taking matters into his own hands. Doesn't even go down as they've taken one for now. This might be an opportunity though. They're all out, but Ona, he is out. He's just going to walk away from it. The frontliners just kind of limping after that, but that's all they need to do. As T1's push is at least going to be stopped. Featherstorm, and Kubushi just throws the feathers at him and he dies.
And at this point, T1 are just outplaying Top Esports. Every time a fight kicks off, a skirmish opens up, Top Esports are trying to find an angle in, and T1 are just playing better.
And, you know, when the only person who can really carry for Top Esports, the one person who's fed, the one person with 4 kills is Jackie Love. See Jackie Love kill Jackie Love is the objective. They assassinate him on the previous play on the Dragon. They find him a second time there in the river. And then with this amount of control with Baron, these plays from Carrier become so much easier to set up. Even with the turret here, you just have so much control. Worst case scenario, you back out and take the turret. You can see a lot of damage layered through here, but T1 can get out. Look at this. Kuma finding the opportunity. The root comes through, and he assassinates him with the ultimate. T1 with Soul Point in their hands now as well. A 9,000 gold lead. They're looking to close this tournament out.
Yeah, Ona waiting off to the side. TS do get information about the fact that the Sejuani's here, but it's still not going to be one of these counter sieges that's going to look all that easy. As Daisy comes up, but she is likely to go down again. And I just have to say hats off to Carrier. His orchestration of the last 2 fights in a row have been extraordinarily good. Bit of a trading places there with Ona as Daisy's being very frustrating, but this turret is not long for the world. And T1, they have that sieging tactic of put down a whole bunch of fire on the floor, and you can see Top Esports. Carrier gets himself out, getting the information here, but Top Esports immediately remove those wards. All 5 members grouped up, they're looking for the go. Faker not going to give his back to 369. There was a solar flare, lands on it, 2, and there is the Q, it's a follow-up. Going to be enough. Carrier says absolutely, and then gets himself out of there. Faker could be in trouble though, and Top Esports stand their ground because Gumayushi, he just wasn't there for that one. It is only 1 kill though for now, and they do send Cream home. So a 4v4 here in this mid lane as the action ends.
They're looking for more, though. They want to take out this turret. Bounty's up. Only 2 minions here. Teleport to keep it alive as they really want this turret gold.
Yeah, they should be able to get it as well. Cream keeping those minions up, and with the 5-man, they will be able to get there. 45 seconds, though. Such an awkward amount of time before this Drake is up.
They need to get some resets in quickly, but they're not going to be back on the map soon enough, so T1 will have control of the vision in the area. Taking out the mid tower is huge, but that Infernal Soul in a second will be big. You see 369 trying to get the angle of Fake. He doesn't quite find it. The ult from Mako is huge, but unfortunately, Jacqueline fired his 2-shot barrage up to the side. The re-engage from Carrier is massive, but again, Guma wasn't there, the damage just missing a little bit, and as a result, T1 don't clean sweep, but they are still 8,000 gold ahead, 15 seconds until they can secure Dragon Soul, and Top Esports need to stop that from happening.
Teleport from Zeus here as well. The TS trying to play around these brushes, trying to force their way into Plyo. It's just so difficult here to break through T1. Zeus' ult back up in a